There's people in on the hill, I think, now. If this one goes hard east, we want to take orange maybe and play from there instead of playing on top here? And just push out from there late, or do we want to stay on top here and just push the ridges?
I think we want to stay late. Okay. And then we just try to push over to like blue side. It was IV, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Sağ altımız Beşiktaş.
Evet.
Adam hala 340'da 340'da. Beşiktaş şu işaretim. Tam 2'de.
Ev oynamamız lazım. Ev eksik phase ev.
Ben de demeçliyim.
Evi kapatsana smoke'la.
Flashladım ben burayı.
Geliyorum ben de seninle
Bura
oğlum.
boş. Bura boş.
Büyük evde adam olabilir mi?
Var 2 katlı da. Uzun
Gördüm
üst
bize
katta.
bakıyor bize bakıyor.
One in the workshop, right side.
I can molly him.
Kaçıncı kata?
Üst kattaydı, ortadaydı en son.
Do we just want to run to Uber, or?
No, we should hold from here. Like,
Well, you should come to us then.
Kaç kişi bunlar işte sıkıntımız o. Biraz bir tık.
Üst kata smoke atıyorum.
Neydi ağzına attım da. Ya girip bitirelim bunları.
Atladım.
Oğlum ne yapıyorsun?
Yatan yok.
Koş bura.
Ha. Gel eve push.
Geldim öndeyim gel benden.
Cam.
Burada kapıyı kapadı.
Burada sağ.
I'm going.
But left side. He's like northwest side.
Köşede burada.
It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Get excited, PUBG Esports fans, because the Pick'em Challenge is back again, and just in time for the PUBG Continental Series 1, the 2020 PUBG Esports tournament to crown the grand champions of each region. First introduced during last year's PUBG Global Championship, the Pick'em Challenge rewards players with exclusive items for correctly guessing which teams will win. The Pick'em Challenge has changed a bit since last year, so here's a quick breakdown of the event. You'll find the Pick'em Challenge in the updated Esports tab, along with PCS1 player info, team stats, and real-time tournament information. Our 2 Pick'em Challenge games are in each region's tab, where you'll have a chance to predict the winning team or the better result between rival teams. Predicting the winning team is the Pick'em Challenge's main game, where you use your voting coupons to guess the grand champion of each region. You can earn a total of 6 of these coupons by purchasing celebratory items for PCS1. You'll also be able to earn one for free by watching the tournament. Each region where you successfully guess the grand champion will net you 100,000 esports points, which is enough to buy a good chunk of the PCS1 items in the esports shop. The second game, and Pick'em Challenge Newcomer, is open for everyone to play, regardless of how many voting coupons you have. For this game, we'll pit 2 rival teams against each other for you to vote on. Earn your points by successfully predicting which of the rival teams in each region ranks higher. You'll get 2,000 points for each team you successfully predict, so use that to supplement your upcoming big win, or start saving for the PCS1 items you want the most. The PCS1 Pick'em Challenge will run from June 17th to July 2nd for PC fans, and from June 23rd to July 2nd for fans on console, with the special PCS1 items available in the esports shop from July 7th to July 22nd. All esports teams participating in the tournament, including from APAC, Asia, Europe, and North America, can be voted on, and the more you play the Pick'em Challenge, the more chances you have to collect exclusive PUBG Continental Series 1 rewards. Keep an eye out for the final tournament schedule, and we'll see you and your favorite PUBG Pro teams on the battlegrounds.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching around the world. Welcome back. It is day 2 of the PUBG Continental Series European Edition. My name's Toffees. I'm here to guide you through the action, but I am not alone. Of course, I am joined by my 2 partners in crime, whose names I will not attempt to say, but you know them as Avenger and Toby. Gentlemen, good morning. I'm glad to have you here. I guess it's evening for you guys. or afternoon in your part of the world. Is it afternoon?
Late afternoon. 19 minutes, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's talk about PUBG. This is the second day. We played 5 games yesterday. We've got 5 more today, and then a nice long break for everyone to get sort of their feet back under them. We just saw what I think, Martin, I'm going to say is my favorite new PUBG segment that I've seen from a tournament in ever. Is these like movie style, like with the subtitles fights. That was really cool to see, and I think that kind of sums up this tournament. It's been interesting to see the teams adjusting to new metas and everything that goes along with it.
Yeah, and honestly, on top of that, I think the whole hearing comms and hearing thought processes of teams is something that is, new, especially to us here in the PUBG scene, and I think it's super cool to see. Also with, the bird's eye view with cameras flying around, we get the whole idea of what's happening and the communications to it, and I really love that.
It adds a nice context to things. In a game, Toby, that can be very chaotic most of the time, having those moments that are reorganized and displayed to us, I think teach us a lot. What stood out to you yesterday from our first 5 games? What were your biggest takeaways as you sort of think back on what we watched?
I think the scary part to me is how very few teams found consistency on day one. It was pretty much only Na'Vi who managed to, without wins, still stay up in the top. I mean, Liquid, Penguins, and TSM were all kind of in like had really good games and then some not so good games. Na'Vi was the only team that really kind of sailed the storm pretty painlessly, and that's scary because Na'Vi is not a team you want to have to catch up to if they start getting warm. So for today, I mean, looking at the teams here, it's about trying to make those 0-point games into 5-point games or 4-point games or whatever. Get something going on the games that go against you.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. You heard Gustav say in the video, it's effing hard, and it can be. I mean, FaZe only in 5th right now, Martin. And while all these teams are fighting for points, Avenger, Game Frame's playing golf.
Yeah, and obviously that's unfortunate for them, but FaZeland with a 20-point game, having only made 15 points in the other games, is below their average and below what I would say is, a tournament win. Now we will go out and win games. We will see them win games, and them having not won any yet is pretty scary that they're on top, as Toby said. I mean, it's pretty crazy to think, because usually what Na'Vi does is have the off games where they get below 2 or less points, and they have the really good games. And now they're getting very good mediocre games as well. So that's pretty crazy. But to touch on Game Frame, yesterday I was so happy when we saw a knock and on Unity in the last game, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna get a point. And no, it was second circle ticking. It's less than damage per second, and you have 100 HP when you're knocked. So it was more than enough time to get him back on his legs, and they didn't get the point. So they're sitting on 0. Yes, they might be going for a low amount of points per round, golf, you should say. But I'm really hoping for them to step back. Number 2 in the bottom, Tempest. You forced me to name a team that I was expecting to do well, and the Caster's curse is definitely true. So sad to see that for Tempest's side, but now it's 3 Miramar games, and I said yesterday I'm expecting them to step up today.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of Tempest and Game Frame, Toby, everyone else is still pretty in this, right? Like the differential between first and 14th, I think, is like 26 points. I don't do math, but it's in the 20s. So it's entirely obtainable off of 1 or 2 good games.
For sure. And that's what I was thinking. I mean, if we go over the math and see over the course of a 20-game grand final, how many bad games are you going to have if you're on the top? And let's say you can maybe have 4 or 5 games where you have 3 or less points in a 20 game. That's just Game Frame. Like, they were like, we don't even need an extra day. We'll take all the 5 games, we'll throw them in the trash, and then we'll just start winning games from day 2. Or like they don't need to have the buffer or the save space. They're playing like a comeback history now. If they, I mean, and again, there's nothing really against them. As you said, one good game. Let's say they start off with let's say a 10-kill win. I could see them jump straight into 13th. I mean, that's how close it is, and that's how scary it is for everyone.
I mean, Statsman Patrick, who we've had at a couple events with us, did tweet yesterday that they made Western history by being the only team from the West to not get a point in a final. That said, though, I still hold high hopes. We saw Game Frame in the last couple of rounds. We saw them in the qualifiers, like putting up points and making good plays. So I think it could just be find your step and get back in this. And you know what? Worst case scenario, Martin, they have an entire week off after today to at least try to come back. So let me ask you this question. If you're one of those teams on the bottom, and let's say today doesn't go super well for you, what's the mentality you need to take into next weekend, sort of going forward? Is it just earn your spot for future invites, prove something to fans, or actually go for the win?
Well, as we saw in PCS Charity Showdown in Europe, we've seen some invites being based off performance here in this in previous tournaments. So that is something that you can consider. Like even from 17, 18, we had tournaments where you were invited based off your performance, and other tournaments across other tournament organizers. So play as good as you can, play as high as you can, and show off for your fans, show off for your sponsors and stuff. This is just important to do as good as you can, obviously. But I think what Game Frame went through yesterday is also, that's extreme hard, where you go in and you say, it's hard to reset in between games, and it's also hard to reset mindset in between even changing maps. And usually what you do is you swap your mindset, or you change your mindset, or you get back on the horse between days. So that's what I'm hoping to see today from them.
All right, guys, I got to give you the good information, the stuff you need. Open up your client right now and get ready to type in the code, because it is time for the Esports Pick'em, baby. Esports tab, select the Pick'em Challenge, add event code, and enter the code down below us to redeem it. It's your chance to pick the winners. And I think today is going to be a big signifier, guys, as we see who is prepared to take the lead here. Will teams like FaZe, who opened with the chicken dinner but didn't do better than 10th place after that, be able to recover and rise to the top? Or will a team like Na'Vi, who has been obscenely consistent, continue their dominant run to the top? Either way, I'm excited to see how it plays out. Your votes are due by the 2nd, July 2nd. So make sure you get those in as soon as possible. That said, the plane is in the air as we head to Miramar to start off our first 3 games of the day with the intrepid duo of Pansy and the Sims.
It's how I want to start my day. Can Steve just be my alarm clock? Is there an option for that? Anyway, we do have the Miramar day today as such. And again, hold on, Rich. I know you were saying to just DM you for those codes, right? But just pop on Twitter, you can...
This needs to stop. I don't have any codes. I don't know why people are spamming me. No. I don't know why this is happening. Or I think J Prime has started this meme. I don't have codes. DM somebody else.
Someone who has codes.
I don't know. Martin's probably just hoarding them all in his new cafeteria. Exactly. That's all it is. Just start selling memes and codes.
All right, let's look at this. East to west, Rich. It's going to be pretty available for most people, kind of cutting across that main portion of Miramar. Where are we looking? Who are we looking at? Can we just highlight? I want to highlight, right? There's always those memes where it's like a cat hiding amongst dogs, or a dog hiding amongst cats, and they haven't discovered me yet. And you look at this top, let's say 5, right? Na'Vi, Liquid, TSM, FaZe, Penguins. They're up there right now. They're pushing it.
Yeah.
I like these guys. They're fighters. If they stay
it's not as many kills though as everyone else, so that speaks a bigger volume for how they're actually doing on their placement side of things. Yep. Miracle, early bath. Yep, actually for TSM, Fex is also dead. Didn't realize that. So TSM lose 2 straight off the bat. Unity contesting. And a quick dance as well. A bit of revenge. We saw a dance in the previous series in the group qualifiers last week, and now they're sending it the same way. There we go. Go on, right on his head. On his head. Stamp on it. It's done. Take the saga off him and carry on. So, this is what I want to see. Some banter, some fun, some energy, some teams contesting one another. If you want to keep a hold of it, you got to fight for it. And last week it was Unity, unfortunately, fell victim to TSM, but they're giving as good as they get, and TSM lose 2 straight off the bat.
The bells are ringing, but I can imagine so are some of TSM's heads after that one. Bloomin' hell, that was a star and a half. I mean, these two do clash a lot. Unity always seem to be unafraid to take some big names with them. I mean, they so often clash people. Speaking of big names clashing, so unaware. Vazku, unfortunate pull-up. Ibby probably not going to hit the dance moves. There may be more coming over. So, got to be a little cautious, but a freebie to start with. Always going to be happy with that. And more than Game Frame has made.
Wow. You had to do them, didn't you? I know they're trying to channel their inner Raise Your Edge, but you didn't have to put it on display, Lauren. Sometimes we have a bad day. Hopefully they do recover today, and we see a couple of frags from the initial start of the game, even just throughout the entirety of the day, let alone the start of the game. It'd be clearly going very early here for the central position. It's not somewhere, and I understand why you would die in that position. You wouldn't expect a player to be hiding in those garages. You could argue against it and say, okay, you always need to be aware that someone could be lurking somewhere, which would be fair. I'll kind of go with that. But for a Liquid player to be out of place so early on, it shows maybe signs of what they're going to be doing throughout this competition, going early, taking up residency in priority places. Omecan actually must be a bad omen. I've got one of their jumpers on today that they very kindly give me. No ad, no sponsored, nothing like that.
Why don't I get hoodies? Huh?
I'm channeling my inner T-Bone, all right? He's got big arms, and I'm hoping eventually I'll get big arms.
Right, that's gonna work. So I was casting with Puckett recently, this North American beast of commentating who's phenomenal at it. He's got every jersey. Every jersey. Every team's like, hey, take this. I have, like, none of that. Like, do your teams hate me?
You get free stuff.
No, I get all you guys free stuff when I finally get it, but when you get free stuff, where's mine?
Sitting there playing on a 9900. All right.
That's not a hoodie. I asked for a hoodie.